Hey y'all, so I just want to point something out real quick. So I was reading in the book of Daniel the other day, and in Daniel chapter 3, it talks about how the people are to bow down once they hear all the musical instruments playing and things like that. They're to bow down and worship the statue that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up, okay? But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to do this, right? So then they get thrown into the fiery furnace. But what this reminded me of, okay, is me before I was a born again believer, right? I had listened to all kinds of music under the sun, right? And as a born again believer, I refuse to go along with a lot of the lyrics and the music that is produced today that is contrary to the things of God, okay? So, this is the thing, so you could be walking through a store, you could be out in public, and this music comes on, and it's worshiping beer, it's worshiping women, drugs, just sex, immorality, all those things that are just against God. And we will so easily just bow down to that. I know, like, early in my walk with the Lord, when my eyes were truly open, I had to be intentional. If I walked into a store or a public place or was anywhere where they were playing worldly music that was talking about those things, I had become intentional about not singing those songs. It's like almost a natural thing. We hear these lyrics and we know them right from our past, and it's just like you naturally just want to say them. So I had to kind of go against the grind of that and intentionally hold my tongue. I'm like, I'm not singing this song or I'm not, humming along to it, because the things that it's talking about are against the one true God, right? But like the statue that was set up for King Nebuchadnezzar, right? He was, in a sense, a god of this world, the king of this world in that time, right? And like Satan is the little g god of this world and the world system that he has set up, and a lot of that music that talks about all these things that are contrary to the things of God, we will so easily bow down to those things as soon as we hear that music playing, right? Whether, like I said, whether it is talking about drugs, sex, women, anything, greed, I don't know, there's all kinds of things, y'all know what I'm talking about. But we will hear those lyrics and we will so easily just start singing them. We will so easily just bow down and go right along with it, right? But like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they refused to bow down to that. And go read the book of Daniel if you want to know the whole story, right? But that just really popped out at me when I read that part. I'm like, man, how easy do we just bow down to the things of this world when we hear that music start playing, right? And I just want to encourage you today to be intentional, especially like if you are a born again believer and you know the Lord and you know the things of God and you understand the deception in this world and how the things that this music talks about is so destructive for us. Go against that grind of wanting to just bow down as soon as you hear those lyrics, right? Intentionally hold your tongue. Like, don't fall into those ways that have been set up and organized by the little g god of this world, right, to destroy us. But go against that. Refuse to bow down to that, okay? So anyways, that was something that just kind of really stood out to me when I read that the other day, is how easily we can bow down to stuff just because it's stuck in our head from our past, and we can just, I want to feel cool. I know this song, whatever, I'm going to sing it out loud. No. I go into these stores or wherever, and they're playing this music, and I'm just like, it irritates the far out of me because I do remember those lyrics, but I refuse to sing them because they are singing about things that destroy humanity. Okay, so listen to the lyrics of the music you're listening to, and should you bow down to that or should you not, right? If we're bowing down to sexual immorality and drunkenness and all these things, like, that is not the one true God, right? He understands how destructive those things are, and he wants us to stay away from it, okay? So I encourage you, resist that. Turn to the one true God and only bow down to him, okay? Love you guys. I hope this helps enlighten you to see the truth in God and the deception in the world.